Okay.
And we're back. So, the very next question we are dealing with is personal philosophies. And I'm going to let you go first because I find it's just easier when you go first. That way I can make comments here and there and you can laugh at me. No problem.
I do that even before you talk.
I laugh at me anytime I can.
It's good to laugh. Okay, so my personal philosophy, I have a few. Definitely the one you had mentioned, but I'll let you go over that.
The one I mentioned off camera?
Yes. I would guess that my personal philosophy is don't take things too seriously. A lot of people take things so seriously nowadays, and I take everything with a grain of salt. I really do. If somebody tries to even offend me, I'm like, why are you trying? Are you really trying? And at the same time, if something goes bad in my life, I try and say, well, what are the good points of this bad thing?
Always look at the silver lining on things.
Exactly.
Kinda.
Always look
I definitely agree with that one. Like you had said, take everything with a grain of salt. With media being the kind of thing it is in today, you never know what you're seeing or reading is the truth anymore. It is just take things at your own personal belief. Don't take anybody's word for anything. You have to build your own personal beliefs and all that. So don't just listen to the media or believe everything you read, because I know people who say, "Oh, I saw this on the internet." It's got to be true. No. I've read plenty of things. I'm pretty sure all of you have that it is not true. And rumors are just there for personal entertainment. Like, don't believe rumors, don't believe gossip, don't believe anything you read unless it's like the Times, and even then sometimes it's not even true. Like, literally, you've got to pick your sources very carefully.
You really do.
And then you mentioned the silver lining.
Yeah.
I am a very melancholy person. I think that's the word you would use. I am very kind of like, I'm a very cynical person by nature. I typically look at the dark side of things, but I enjoy darkness. I enjoy evil in the world. I know, it's weird. I actually am normally the kind of person that roots for the villain and likes to play the villain, because I just find life is more interesting when you are not trying to make everything go right.
Well, at the same time, the villain in most scenarios is usually somebody that has been scorned in some way to the point where they're trying to fight back to regain good in their life.
I vaguely remember a quote saying something along the lines, you sometimes have to play the villain to save everyone else.
That's true. You do.
And I like to play the villain just because I normally don't give a shit about myself. I try to just make sure everybody else is more comfortable in their life. So I'm glad playing the villain or being the bad guy just to help somebody else. And typically I enjoy being the bad guy. I do. It's fun. I guess my personal philosophy, I agree with this 100%, and if you don't, I don't care. My personal philosophy is ignorance is bliss. I'm a nosy fuck. I like to know everything. At my job, if they want to know something, they know I know it. So, I'm a gossiper. I am a rumor starter. I am just that catty person that if you want to know something, you can talk to me. But at the same time, my personal philosophy totally contradicts how I am. It is ignorance is bliss. If you want to stay happy, stay ignorant. Don't learn anything. If you don't want to be depressed, don't read the news. If you don't want to be like, oh my god, the world is ending, don't watch the news. Don't watch anything on the media. Just stay ignorant. Like, I know that's terrible to tell people because knowledge is power. But with power comes responsibility, and I don't want responsibility. No. That's like rumor and gossip. I can deal with that. If it's the truth, don't tell me a damn thing at all. I'd rather hear a bunch of lies than tell me the truth.
That's true.
And that's just how I feel about it.
And people, they go too much on information nowadays, and not enough on their own core beliefs.
Right, like people will build an opinion on someone just by what they've seen and read, versus like if you've actually met that person.
Like right now, we're being taught at the same time that what are they, the Kardashians?
Kardashians.
So they're supposed to be really famous right now. They're they're stylish, they're beautiful, this, that, and the other. Okay, well, a lot of people have decided that they're stupid, that, they're just complete, mudheads. They don't, there's nothing in their brains,
I don't like mine all the time.
All they are is just a doll on the screen, or in a magazine, or this, that, and the other.
That's actually a good point to bring up. If you watch reality shows, those are not real. They are scripted. Like, this show is practically real. We have a script. I can show you our script.
We just have
our script.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of what we
we talk about. That is our script. We don't have anything else to go off of.
Obviously.
This is reality. This is a reality show, if you want to count it as that. But, like, Keeping Up with the Kardashians,
and I feel like I don't even want to, like, say the names. Like, any celebrity, we see them as, this portion of them are really smart and beautiful, and, all the stereotypes that people want to base themselves off of. But then this group is, frumpy and ugly and fat and this, that, and the other, but they're really stupid too. We categorize a lot of things.
Well, I think that just comes with everybody wanting to be able to label someone. Yeah. Everybody wants to feel like they fit in or be able to categorize somebody, and sometimes you just can't.
Obviously, you'd think that I'm saying that because I'm a person that does not follow any labels. I'm short, I'm fat, and I've got a squeaky little voice, this, that, and the other. I don't fit any of the normal stereotypes that people have.
When people look at me, they see a stereotype until they actually get to talk to me.
Yeah.
Because I am skinny, I'm small build, I am a typical twink in appearance. But when you talk to me and get to know me, you would think I'm a jock.
Yeah.
You would think I'm like, ooh, like
I said that to you one time.
Yeah, you did.
I thought you could be a little.
But I'm actually a super dork. I'm dorky, and yet, like, my personality is that of, like, a jock, and yet I look like a twink.
It's a weird.
Yeah, like, you could put labels on me.
You could.
They wouldn't be that accurate, but it is what it is.
Alright,
so our second question of the day is,
point,
third, fourth, whatever.
At what point are you an adult?
Alright, good question.
I like that.
What point are you an adult? What is an adult is actually what we should define first.
An adult,
it's a very abstract concept.
It's hard to
it's really something people put upon themselves to count themselves as an adult. Because according to the law, depending on where you are, each state's different. Where we are, different. 18 is an adult, but at the same time, you're not considered a full adult until 21, and even in some cases 24. Depends on where and when you're talking about it. Because if you consider being able to do things on your own, that's 18. If you consider being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, that's 21. But if you want to be able to be a full adult, you have to be 24, because that is when you are independent from your parents, legally. Legally, you're independent at 24 or 25. It's funny because everybody considers, like, when you turn 18, you're an adult. No, you're a young adult in the eyes of the law.
Yeah, and I don't think that. Alright, yeah, the law.
The law kind of sets the precedence, but it's not true. I feel it's more of a mentality, a mental state versus, like, an age. Because if you ask me, I'm like 12. I'm 12. I laugh at, like, the words poop and duty and pudding. Pudding.
Now you made me laugh at it.
And then there's the word bubble.
Bubble. Oh my gosh, I love the word bubbles.
Bubbles. That actually was my nickname at one time. I was considered Bubbles because my friends and me decided that we were the Powerpuff Girls, and I was Bubbles. Yeah, I know. It's weird. But it fit my personality. I'm Bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're bubbly.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's funny, though.
It is. Yes, I know. And that gives you a rough estimate of how old I am.
It's like, I'm in my upper 20s. I still watch Disney movies. I
and if
love
you didn't,
them.
I probably wouldn't be doing this show with you. Yeah, I'm a huge Disney fan.
I will bring you down in Disney trivia. I'm just saying.
I'm not so sure. All right, if you want to see our Disney trivia, we will be doing a Disney trivia like back and forth. Eventually, I don't know when we will. But we will do that. I want to test
questions. You will go down. I'm telling you.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, okay, we'll do one.
Okay.
What does Pocahontas think is funny about rivers?
Did they flow down?
No.
No?
The funny thing about rivers is you can't step in the same river twice. The water's always moving, always flowing.
Oh God, I'm stupid. Don't ask me
philosophical. Down.
Don't ask me philosophical questions. I'm an idiot.
That's not a philosophy. It's the beginning of a song. A very popular Disney song. I might add. Totally off topic.
Yes. Anyway, okay. Totally off topic. And
okay, so
I'm
obviously
fixing
we're
my
still
mask
children.
on my face because it's falling off. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. I have
Your
an eyelash
eyeball's
in
still in there?
I'm not sure. I can't see out of it, so.
Okay. So
I gotta fix the other one. So
yeah, I don't count myself as an adult either.
No.
I see myself as more, still at heart, especially in my heart, I'm a child. In my mind, I'm a teenager. Mm-hmm. In my body, well, this is just, the carcass that holds my brain and spirit, so it doesn't really matter how old my body is.
Yeah, there are those people that you would be surprised at their age, and then when you talk to them, you think they're either much younger or much older, and then you find out their age, and you're just like, what? Like, a lot of people think when they see me, particularly when I'm not shaving my face and all that, not shaved.
Yeah, I look older when
I typically look like I am about 22, and people will assume I'm like 25, 27. But, yeah, let's not have your phone vibrate during the episode. And so, like, people always assume I'm older just because of my maturity level. Mm-hmm. But I don't consider myself an adult because I still have a lot of, like, adjusting to adult life to do.
Yes, and that's a big thing that's happening with our society.
Yeah, and people are maturing much later.
They really are, but it's harder, too, because at the same time that the economy is forcing us to still live with our parents, grandparents, and such, because our generation does not have the means most of the time to get out of the nest. So we're staying with our parents, and they're still coddling us.
Those with, like, a job and an apartment, they're miserable. Because they literally are working anywhere from 2 to 3 jobs just to stay on their own.
Unless they have, a really good education and a really good job.
And even that. Like, I know people with, degrees, good degrees that are working with me in retail. So, like, the economy is bad. And it does force people into situations that they don't want to live in.
Exactly. And like you said, people living with their parents now for so much longer, those parents are still treating their children like children.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to get out of that mentality of.
I'm very glad that, yes, I do live with my mother, but I am I'm more like a roommate than a child in my own house.
That's true.
I'm more of a roommate with my mother.
You guys have more of a friendship bond.
Yeah, it's more of a friendship versus, parent-child. It's always been that way, though.
Yeah.
So I've always had equal say in the household. I've always been able to make executive decisions in the house, and I think that's why I have such a control.
Me and my mother raised me, and me and my mother are only 20 years apart. So being so much closer in age
definitely
really
kind of
brought us closer.
Right.
I was able to talk to her. She was always honest with me about anything. If I wanted to know
parents
about
are watching
drugs,
this,
sex, anything.
Children don't want you to lie to us.
No.
We want you to tell it how it is. Give us the hard truth. We'll appreciate it when we're older.
Exactly.
They may not like it at the given time, but it's easier when.
Yeah, my mom was very honest with me about everything,
and
down to
gory
details I didn't want to know.
I know.
Yeah.
I love that. Those talks that you really don't want to know, and your parents are still continuing on. Yeah.
Yes.
But One thing I'd have to say I'm very appreciative of my mother is she never told me no. And I know that sounds like a really bad thing, but at the same time, she was strict. Yet I never had limitations. A good example would be if I wanted to do something, I had to do it on my own, but she would never tell me no. She would just say, if you can do it on your own, do it. I'm not going to help you, but you can do it if you can. Like I wouldn't say I was a great child. I was very well behaved, at least in front of my mother.
Yeah. Just that one parent.
Yeah.
You know, if I was with my aunts and uncles, I was terror.
Oh no, I was well behaved in front of everyone. I'm very good at being very sneaky. So I was always good at getting away with things. That comes with having an older sibling, even though I did not grow up with her. I did learn how to hide things.
Yes.
So like I started drinking at a very young age. But my mother knew but never said anything, and I eventually just got control over my own drinking. And I realized that, yes, I like to drink, but I'm not going to lose my life to it. Like, I have a drink maybe, like, once every other day, every other 3 days. Like, I have, like, maybe 3 drinks a week. And when I mean a drink, I mean a drink. I'll have 1 glass of alcohol, and it's not even, like, full alcohol. It's, like, a mixed drink. I'll make myself a mixed drink. And that'll be my 1 drink of the night.
Yeah,
it's only when I really
not
want
alcoholic status.
No,
you know what your limit, and you
and typically I don't do have. Typically, the only time I have a hard time like controlling how much I drink is when champagne, because I'm a fancy drinker. So I will buy a bottle of champagne and I will drink the whole bottle of champagne in one night, and that's why we buy multiple bottles of champagne in this house, because there's always got to be 1 bottle for me. And 1 bottle for my mother and me to share. So yes, I get like a bottle and a half, and my mom gets half one. So I know that sounds really bad, but champagne, like, you really don't get drunk off of that unless you're like a lightweight, and then I feel sorry for you.
I'm sorry, my face is still numb, so it feels really weird.
Okay.
But yeah,
I think we covered this topic of when are you an adult?
Really? I don't feel like we have totally.
Like, I feel like we just,
because like. Alright, like you brought up, you said you were a really good child.
Well, I brought up my point.
You know, I was brought up by my mom, who was handicapped.
My mother is handicapped too.
She couldn't physically chase after me. If I did something wrong, she couldn't chase after me and reprimand me for things I did. I grounded myself when I was younger.
Actually, that actually brings up a good thing.
I gave myself my punishment.
My mother never hit me, ever. I kind of wish she had hit me over what she did do. I kind of wish I had been beat to death versus the mental torture that she did.
I'm glad I don't have children, because I wouldn't be able to. One of the things I believe is wrong with society today is
you can't hit your children.
Children were deprived of their beatings. And when I say deprived, I mean really deprived.
There are the children that just need to be hit.
They deserve to be given these beatings. It teaches you something.
Well, not like to beat them into a pulp, but like,
when I
reprimand
beating,
I
mean
like,
giving them a spanking on their fleshy parts, like their butt, or.
There are sometimes I just want to smack the crap out of my niece.
Right? I tell you, my cousins,
some of them are just. I love my niece. I do. I love my niece. I do. But there are the times I kind of wish I could just backhand her.
That's it. They don't have, and the parents are so scared to give their
children I have to give my sister kudos, because she is a very strict parent. My niece is actually a germaphobe. At the age of 9, she is a germaphobe. She hates getting dirty.
I have a 7-year-old that has an eating disorder right now.
And I think it's funny that, like, children today are coming up with these mental issues and mental problems and, like, personality deficiencies because of their parents.
Yes.
And I think that's actually what's setting our maturity level as a nation down.
And more children or more younger people are having children when they're not prepared for it. They're not prepared. And the pregnancies are a surprise to them. You know?
I'm like, what do you expect to happen?
There's not a lot of...
Do you expect to fuck somebody and just be fine? Yeah, sex is reproduction. It's not. It's not an activity to enjoy. Like, you can enjoy it, but it's not just something you want to do. It's something you want to save for like when you're ready.
Exactly.
And I know that sounds really like cliche, like everybody says that. But I firmly believe you should only have sex when you're like really committed and you're ready for the repercussions, unless you're gay, and then you still. And even if you're gay, don't just have sex for the fact that you can't get pregnant. Don't. Or can't have a kid, because there are still other issues that come along with sex. So you just don't want all of that at all. You just don't.
It's difficult because sex is such a pushed thing right now. Media, peer pressure, school. You hear about kids having intercourse at 12 years old. 12.
At 12,
their
I didn't even know what it was.
Prepared.
At 12, I was lucky I knew what it was and what it was for.
And an unfortunate thing happened when I was younger, so I have known about sex since I was 6 years old. So, unfortunately, I've always known. Personally, I didn't go out and seek that kind of activity until I was much older. It wasn't because it wasn't offered, it was because I wasn't ready for it, personally.
I know I had my first sexual encounter at the age of 9. I know, really young, but I was a player. I was white chocolate in my neighborhood.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that does answer a question. Have I ever had sex with a girl? Yes, I have. Not fun.
No.
Actually, I've done it multiple times, and every time not enjoyable. Just it really doesn't feel any different. If you're wondering that, it doesn't.
Really?
It really actually does not feel any different.
Even the lubrication factor?
Not at all.
Really?
There's no difference.
Huh.
Yeah.
I have now learned something.
Yeah, there is no difference. It's just body chemistry. I feel more chemically connected to a male body versus a female body. Yeah, I've actually had sex with one person, that we mutually know, and she will never attest to it. Yeah. And if you're watching this, I did not say your name, so don't give me a billion texts saying I said something. No, it's still secret, mostly. Few people know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, I tried to be straight once. It was gross. It didn't work out.
I didn't fully come to terms with my sexuality until after high school, actually. Yeah. I came out in 2009, 2010. Yeah. It was after I dropped out of high school, actually. I remember the conversation more than the year, because the conversation was so funny and unexpected that I really wasn't prepared for the comeback that my mother made. I was not prepared.
She said,
we were fighting, and not like verbally fighting, we were fighting over Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "You're just mad at me because I'm gay." And I didn't get an answer back for like an hour. And she's like, "Well, that's really dumb of you. What do you want for dinner?" I was like, "What?" What?
That's great.
I literally got off my computer, walked downstairs. I was like, "Really?"
Scene. When I came out to my mother. I was 19 years old, and I went downstairs. She was at the computer. I sat down next to her and I said, "Mama, we have to talk." And she says, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay. But we need to talk." And she goes, "Oh, are you gay?" And I said, "Yes. How did you know? Are you mad?" And she said, "No, I always know. It's okay."
Yeah, my mom was like, I always knew, but I wasn't sure, so I just kind of like went with it. I was like, "Thanks, Mom."
Moms know.
Moms always know.
They do.
Moms always know, unless you've got one of those
They're
parents that just doesn't pay attention to nutrition. And if you're one of those parents, I hate you.
Yeah, if you disown your child because of their sexuality, you're not.
It doesn't change who they are.
You're not a parent if that's what you're gonna do to your child. You should love them no matter what.
You don't have to agree with their lifestyle. You just have to be supportive.
Yes.
You don't have to agree with something to be supportive.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends that smoke. I personally don't smoke. My personal belief on smoking is if it gets you through your day, whatever. Don't do it around me. Don't brag about it. Don't shove it in my face. I don't like it. My biggest thing about it is the smell. The smell is nauseating.
Now, just to clarify, you don't mean cigarettes.
I do not mean cigarettes.
You mean
I mean pot. Mary Jane, marijuana, ganja, whatever you fucking want to call it.
Yeah.
I personally don't like it. I have plenty of friends who do it. Plenty of friends who are fine on it. I just don't care for it. Now, does that mean I am constantly contradicting their use of it? No. I'm okay with you using it. Just don't do it around me. That same kind of philosophy is how I see everything. If it's something I don't agree with, don't do it around me. Even if it's something I agree with, I really still don't want you to do it around me. Like drinking. I'm a drinker. I do drink. Does that mean I drink every day of my life? No. Do I want you to drink every time you're hanging around me? No. I am here to be around you, not what you're doing.
Exactly.
Like,
I don't think it really matters either. Like, I don't like to drink personally, and I really don't like to be around a whole house full of drunk people.
Right.
But if you're gonna drink, I don't care.
Right.
I'm there because I'm your friend.
It's really not the action you're doing; it's how you present it.
Exactly. If you act like a complete idiot when you're drunk or high or whatever, then that's where I draw the line.
It's not the action of what you're doing; it's how you do react. It's how you do your action and how you react to the situation. There's a lot to be said to not agreeing with something, but just putting up with it. And people say, well, I shouldn't have to put up with it. Well, you're in their vicinity. They shouldn't have to change for you, so you shouldn't change for them. Yeah. It's a two-way street, not one-sided.
Well, at the same time, like, if you're drinking and we're getting together so that we can have a mutual time of relaxation.
Right.
Your choice is to drink. My choice is to smoke.
Right. Would I tell you not to smoke since I'm coming? No. I would simply just say, if you're going to smoke, do it so I don't smell it. And if we're in an enclosed space, I have no problem leaving the room for like all of 5 minutes. Yeah. Ooh, 5 minutes of inconvenience.
Drink, but,
Right. Well, that doesn't have that big of like an...
Yeah, it doesn't have an odor. It doesn't have anything like that.
You can't get a... impression. It doesn't affect the atmosphere.
Like, what is it called?
Vaping and
no, secondhand smoke.
Secondhand smoke. Yeah. Now,
I have a lot of friends that sit there and go, oh, well, if this person's smoking, and it doesn't matter what you're smoking, that they're affected by it.
Well, bitch, you breathe air.
Right?
People are smoking outside the house. Yeah. People are smoking inside the house. You're getting secondhand smoke. Regardless, it's just the density that is different.
Exactly.
And so, like, that, a lot of things that people use against other people is just their own personal pet peeves and preferences that they are just using to make themselves feel better. And that's it. And I really feel like that's all it is.
I mean, yeah, because when you drink, you're trying to relax your body, your mind. You're trying to get into that state
of euphoric, relaxation.
Exactly.
Right. And there are those people that drink just to get drunk. Those are the people I hate. I drink to relax. I don't drink to get drunk. I can't get drunk. Well, I can. It's just, you gotta find the right things. Yeah. Dark liquor, not my friend. Not my friend.
I don't personally like to drink at all. It affects me very fast.
I personally drink like light liquors and liqueurs, not liquor, but liqueurs.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Oh yes, I know. I'm a trained bartender.
Yeah. So I drink liqueurs and I drink wine and things of wine's nature, which would be like champagne and sparkling juice, or hard cider. Hard cider is by far my favorite alcohol. It has to be my favorite alcohol is hard cider. And it's so hard to find. It really is.
Really?
Yeah. I only know of one company that makes it in the area. It's called Angry Orchard.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angry Orchard.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you want to get into that for like our 100th anniversary. Yeah.
Our
100th episode. 100th episode, we might be drinking if we ever get that far.
We kind of went over the personal belief in the marijuana as well.
Yeah, we did. Actually, we covered another question in this question.
Yes.
So, we're going to actually cut this episode now. And so, we're going to be signing off. This is Aaron here signing off.
Have a good day.
And hope to see you soon.